Oh boy, another Insidious movie. Oh shit. One of the things that made that first Insidious movie so terrifying was the music and the jump scares. They were absolutely terrifying, especially the music with the fucking violin going like it was fucking terrifying. Like honestly, I just ugh. What the fuck? Why is it playing? What the nothing's happening. Literally nothing's happening. I'm just trying to do a review. What the fuck? Okay. Thank you. Literally nothing's happening. Like what the fuck? Why was that playing it? Who the fuck? Ow! Oh my god! What the fuck? What was the point of that jump scare sound? No, it was just a knocking. Oh my god! What the fuck, man? Like you can't just play that every fucking minute. Like seriously, if I just go boom, what the fuck? Hey guys, welcome back to the Great Ones channel and welcome back to another movie review. And the movie I'm reviewing today is another Insidious movie. Jesus! There was legit no point. Sorry. And yeah, this is the 5th movie in the franchise. You know, there was Insidious 1 and 2, and there was 3, and there was 4, the last key. I don't know what the fuck that was. And yeah, we got things from the previous movies returning in this movie, like the same family from the first 2 movies coming back, and we have that red Darth Maul looking ass demon coming back. You know, remember him from the first movie where he kept jump scaring you at the most unexpected time? My bad. My bad. And the movie is Insidious the Red Door. Insidious the Red Door is basically a sequel to the first 2 movies. It has nothing to do with 3 and 4. Those were prequels. Those were completely different. This is a continuation of the Lambert family, the family that we met in the first 2 movies. And, you know, I found that interesting that we're going to be seeing them again and, you know, getting to see the lipstick demon again. And just things that we all loved about the first 2 movies are coming back, and it got my attention. And also having Patrick Wilson stepping in as first-time director for this movie, I was like, okay, let's see what he can do. And yeah, just a bunch of characters from the first 2 movies coming back. It got my attention. I thought this is definitely worth seeing in theaters. But then the negative reviews started coming out. I was like, oh shit. I don't care about the negative reviews. I'm just gonna go into this hoping this is gonna be a great Insidious movie, and I'll come back and let you guys know that this movie is really good. You should go check it out, and it's the best Insidious movie to come out since the first movie. So what did I think of Insidious the Red Door? It was painfully average. It was okay. It was not bad, but it was not great. There was some good moments, and it was some decent jump scares. It was painfully average. That's what I'll call it for right now. Painfully average. But before I get into some issues, let's talk about some positives. I'll say that this movie has some okay tension building. Like, there are scenes where you know a jump scare is about to happen, but like the build up to that is kind of a bit creepy because it's so quiet and there's like absolutely like no music at times, and it's just, oh, it's so uncomfortable, and it's just, you know it's coming, but the build up to it is just, yeah, it freaks you out. And yeah, I'll say that. There's some nice tension building with the really horror, scary scenes in this movie. But most of the payoff, like, you know, the jump scares and stuff were nothing really too special. But some of the characters we can talk about. Patrick Wilson as Josh, the father in this movie. He's fine. He does an okay job. You know, Patrick Wilson is always good in almost everything. I do prefer him as Ed Warren, though. I just enjoy him, you know, seeing him play Ed Warren a little bit more than what he did in this movie. But he was fine. He's a good actor. He's okay. And Ty Simpkins, who plays as Dalton, you know, the kid from the first 2 movies. You know, he's a teenager now. He's all grown up. He's going to college and stuff. And it was pretty weird. I mean, if you remember him from, you know, the first Insidious movie and Iron Man 3 and Jurassic World, he was just a little boy. Now he's all grown up. It is fucking weird. But you know, he was also okay. You know, he's given a lot to do in this movie. He's given so many scenes to shine. He's basically more of the main character than Patrick Wilson is, because I guess he's just too busy directing. He gives Ty Simpkins more time to really, I guess, to shine in this movie as basically the main character. And yeah, he's fine. He's got some good moments here and there. He's okay. He's fine. It's just weird seeing him as a big adult, you know? It's just weird. And yeah, performances weren't too bad, and it was just kind of nice to revisit these characters again. Like, if you enjoyed the first 2 movies, then you are going to just be happy to see these characters again and just see how they're doing and whatever. You'll be happy with that, I'm for sure. And there are some characters that you might recognize from the previous movies that do appear in this briefly, one of which I can mention. Elise, you know, she's back briefly, doesn't really do much, and you know, she's mentioned in ways, and yeah, she's there, you know, she's she's there. And maybe some other characters that you might recognize. And I like the ending to this movie. How it ends just before the credits roll. I don't know. It felt good. It felt nice. It was a very heartwarming ending. And I don't know. When the credits rolled, I was like, that felt good. I like that. That was really nice. So I'll say that the last shot of this movie, it felt good. It was a really nice ending. That might be all I can say about my positives without getting into spoilers. So issues time. One thing that really disappointed me in this movie was the music. Like I was talking about at the start of the video, like one of the things that made that first Insidious movie so terrifying was the music, the violin sounds. Just it made the movie so much more eerie and creepy and just horrifying. But unfortunately, the music in this movie is just a lot more, what's the word I want to use, generic. It's just nothing special at all. You can hear the violin sounds at times, but it did nothing for the scary scenes, and it made the jump scares much more predictable. Like, if you just listen to the music, you can tell when the jump scares are going to happen and stuff. It's just, the music was really disappointing. It did nothing for me. It didn't scare me in any way. It just wasn't as good as the first time. Characters that I haven't talked about yet, Rose Byrne is in this movie. She does return as the mother that we remember from the first few movies, and yeah, she's sidelined. She's given nothing to do in this movie. She's just there. She shows up, and she's just there. Man, she played such a vital role in those first two movies. She was given so much to do in those two movies, and in this, she's just there, which was kind of disappointing. There's a new character that's introduced in this movie that, becomes friends with Dalton at college, and she's kind of like the comedic part of the movie, and it's kind of sad because most of her jokes weren't that funny, and no one in my audience in my theater laughed at any of her jokes. It was just dead silence every time she was trying to be funny or crack jokes or whatever. Everyone was just silent, and it was just, it was sad. At least she was kind of like a more joyful character around Dalton, because he's kind of miserable for the first half of the movie, so it's kind of nice to have a very joyful character with him. But either way, most of her jokes weren't that funny. And one thing that I haven't talked about yet is the red demon, the lipstick demon. He's in this movie. He returns. And, he was shown off a lot in the trailers and stuff. So you would think he was going to play a very vital part in this movie. He's probably given 1 minute of screen time in this movie. I am not joking. He's given nothing to do. I think he honestly has less screen time in this movie than he did in the first movie. Like, in that first movie, he was actually legitimately terrifying, and he looked very demonic, and he didn't even look human. He looked horrifying. In this movie, he looked scary, but he just looked more human. He just looked more human. I don't know. He just didn't look as demonic as he looked in the first movie. In this, he looks scary, but just not as demonic. He just looks more human. But the lipstick demon, it's disappointing. He was one of the things that made that first movie so terrifying and scary. And in this, he's here, but he does jack shit. What else? The third act of this movie just felt extremely rushed and just went by so fast. Like, it wasn't as exciting as the first movie's climax, where you have Josh going into the fervor, trying to find his son, and then being attacked by the red demon, and just a bunch of crazy stuff happening. It really was not as creepy and as exciting as the first movie's finale. And this, it just went by so fast. Nothing exciting was happening. It was just so shit. It was garbage. And this movie was just really slow as well, really boring, and just for a while not much was going on, and I kind of just wanted to sleep, man. I just wanted to fall asleep. There were just a lot of quiet scenes, nothing scary going on. It was just quiet, boring scenes. It was just, I wanted to fucking fall asleep. I'm not even gonna lie. So, man, this movie should have been great. But unfortunately, that is not the case. Insidious The Red Door was very meh. I mean, it was nice to see these characters again, but the movie just wasn't scary enough. Most of the jump scares just didn't pay off very well. I mean, Patrick Wilson and Ty Simpkins, they did a pretty good job in this movie. They were fine. But man, this is just, I don't think it's the worst movie in the franchise, but it's a disappointing one. I'll say that. And would I recommend you go out and see Insidious The Red Door? I didn't want to say this, but no, you can just stream it or watch it at home. Damn it, I really didn't want to say that. I really wanted this to be the Insidious movie that was just so terrifying and horrifying. You guys should just all go out and see on the big screen, because it's the best way to experience this movie. It's terrifying, but no, it's just watch it at home. It's not scary enough. There's some nice tension building and all that stuff, but it's just not scary enough, and most of the jump scares didn't pay off well, and it's just watch it at home. It's meh. Alright guys, this is going to be the end of my disappointing review of Insidious The Red Door. I wanted to really, really like this movie and be creeped out by it and be terrified, but this just wasn't it, and it's disappointing. But before I end this video, guys, I just want to tell you this story. Scary story about this time I walked into the lounge room. The TV was on, and Star Wars, The Phantom Menace was playing, and this came on screen. He had a hoodie on. It was kind of creepy. And he took it off, and he was all red. Ever since then, I just couldn't forget his face.